Welcome to the front line of Census 2027. As an enumerator, the data you collect over the next few weeks will become the foundation of national policy for the next decade. Precision is everything. During the house listing phase, you'll encounter a crucial step, recording the actual use of the house under Question 7. This infographic breaks down exactly how to handle it. Question 7 operates as a logic gate. The code you select here, from 0 to 9, tells the Census app exactly how to handle the rest of that specific household survey. Getting this code right the first time prevents a cascade of data errors downstream. It saves you time in the field and keeps the national database completely accurate. Let's walk through how each code works. We'll start with the most common scenario, a building used purely as a place to live. For a standard family home, open the app's drop-down menu and select Code 1. When you select Code 1, you'll notice the Actual Use text box instantly disables, turning gray. Since the app already knows the property is a residence, you don't need to type anything in. However, your work for this building isn't done. You are still required to complete all 34 follow-up questions for the residents living inside that Code 1 house. Now, let's change the scenario. You arrive at a building serving as a home, but it also has a storefront or a small workshop attached. Because this property has a mixed use, you will select Code 2. Unlike the previous example, selecting Code 2 keeps the Actual Use text box enabled. Here, you must manually type in exactly what that secondary use is. The underlying task remains the same for both scenarios, whether you log a pure residence with Code 1 or a mixed-use property for the people living there. There's one major exception built into the Code 2 process. Use it when dealing with institutional housing, like a hostel, an ashram, or a jail. When you select Code 2 for these properties, select the Institutional checkbox. This hides most of the survey, leaving only questions 9 through 11. It also triggers an automation. For question 9, the family number, the app automatically generates 999. Leave that 999 exactly as it is. Your only job here is to manually enter the data for questions 10 and 11. Using this institutional checkbox tells the system to treat the building differently, preventing large facilities from being accidentally logged as single, standard family households. Next, we move to structures where absolutely no one lives. Think of dedicated schools, office buildings, or temples. For these properties, you will assess the specific non-residential use and assign the correct code between 3 and 9. Once you select a code in this range, manually type the actual use into the active text box. Notice the lock icon. Codes 3 through 9 are terminal. Because nobody lives there, entering data locks the file. The app won't ask further questions. A similar rule applies to physical houses that are simply empty at the time of the census. If you find a completely vacant residence, you will assign it Code 0. For Code 0, the text box remains active, but instead of the building's use, you need to type out the specific reason why the house is vacant. So Codes 3 through 9, along with Code 0, function as hard stops. They allow you to accurately log the physical structure into the database, and then immediately close the file so you can move on to the next property. Let's quickly revisit those institutional properties to clarify a specific data point, the head of the family. In an institutional setting, you do not use a personal name for the head of the household. Instead, record their official title, like warden, manager, or jailer. Finally, we need to address how to handle houseless families you might encounter while mapping your assigned area. During the house listing phase, you must completely exclude houseless populations. Do not record any data for them at this stage. Sticking to this boundary rule is vital. It ensures we maintain a clean count of physical structures right now without prematurely mixing in broader demographic data. Question 7 truly is the engine of the Census app. By simply entering a single digit from 0 to 9, the software automatically routes you down the exact path needed for that property. As the banner at the bottom reminds us, right coding, right recording. Taking a few extra seconds to select the correct code ensures an error-free, automated national database. Thank you for your dedication. It is your careful, logical work on the ground that builds a reliable census, and ultimately, a stronger nation.